Hey everybody, be right with you. Just setting a few things up here, as usual. Let's get a little soft music going here. A little watercolor music, because this is going to be a stressful review. Yeah, something nice. Oh, that's good. A little smooth jazz. Be right with you. Mm-hmm. Hello, folks. Let me just check and see how this. See that glare? I don't like that glare. All right, what if I turn this on? Does that make it better or worse? It's this smooth tack paper. I mean, it's good to use this camera because. Okay. I mean, that's better. That's better. Get rid of the overhead light, but just use this light up here. Wait, lol, another Rippa misspelling? Really? Where? All right. Let's get into it. Hi, everybody. This is a red marker review. I had to go set this up. You guys purchased a review for NORFRICA a while ago, and finally got around to reading it. And I'm glad that I did, I guess, because this is the other Eric July series. Eric has written ISOM 1 through 3, and then he wrote some short stories as well. But this is the other book that he wrote so far. I'm sure he's going to write many, many more, because budgetarily it makes sense that he just write everything that he puts out right now. It doesn't, it's expensive to hire other writers. I don't think anybody really cares about Chuck Dixon or the Saskas. Yeah, like, it just makes sense for him to write this stuff. He should try to improve as a writer. I read this comic book, and first of all, I want to just say, at the outset, let me pull you guys up here. At the outset, that this comic book, turn down all the way. Oh, I can see you guys now. Paul Mark 1978 for $10 says, "We have won. Thank you." And by the way, D Artist, thanks for gifting 5 memberships. The goal tonight is 50 super chats, 50 yellow super chats within the time span of 2 hours, which I'm imagining this is going to take a 2 hour review. This will take 2 hours to review this comic book. And if we get to the goal, then we'll review another comic book of your choice. Okay, whichever you want, we'll put together another review video. NORFRICA. First thing that I noticed when I got this book was how poor quality it is. Now, recently, Eric, I think, has improved the overall quality of his comic books in terms of just the physicality of them, the print job, the printing. This is a really budget print job for Rippaverse, with incredibly thin, light paper, and a bunch of things like no interior cover printing. This is a budgetary thing. Like, it is expensive to have print on the inside of your cover pages. Uh, it's kind of weird because I think this book raised a lot of money. I would understand Eric cutting corners financially on some of the comics that didn't do as well as maybe he was hoping. That just makes sense. But didn't NORFRICA raise like $500,000 or something? Am I out of my mind? Didn't this book raise a lot of money? Peculiar. We have another Kanan White cover. Um, I like Kanan, but man, I'm so sick of seeing Kanan White covers. I really am, man. He's doing covers the entire. I've said this before, but I'm gonna say it again. Like, I really like Kanan. Kanan, please just do interiors. Stop putting your covers on everything. Right now, your covers are on they. Like, Kanan White is indie comics right now. If you see a Kanan White cover, it's because it's an indie comic book. It's a Comicscape book. It's something like that. Kanan agreed to do a cover for it. He says yes to everything. He'll draw everything. And the problem with it is that it's okay. It's this kind of strange, a little bit kind of ropey Ivan Rice style that he does all on. He does it all digitally. But it does not talk about it. It doesn't speak of the quality inside the book. Um, Fortunately for this book, the artwork on the inside, fortunately or unfortunately, the artwork on the inside of this book is very similar to this style. It's this Brazilian kind of Ivan Rice style here. We have this black guy, and I don't think he's in the book. And then we have this guy here, who I think is in the book, but I don't think this black guy is in the book at all. I flipped the book over here, and it has the lyrics. Once again, like, Eric just makes you read a ton of shit here. NORFRICA, in their first limited series, as demanded by the fans, since NORFRICA's first appearance, he says that a lot. He pretends that like the fans are like clamoring for anything in particular. I don't think they are. I think they're just whatever Eric wants to do is fine. Writer and creator Eric July takes you back to the beginning that defined gods, Valadin and Takari. Isn't Takari like a clothing brand? Before they came to Middengarth. All right, so Eric, by the way, is making it quite clear, more so than ever, like that this is a ripoff of Thor, of Marvel Comics Thor. So it's Asgard and Midgard, but because he can't say Asgard, he says Asgarth, which is weird because it reminds me of the what was that Saturday Night Live? Wayne and Garth, Midgarth and Asgarth, Middengarth. Let's just make it a little bit Garth. What is Garth? Before they became the undeniable frontmen of the iconic metal band known as NORFRICA, which, by the way, is not featured in here. If you're waiting for, Wayne's World. If you're waiting for like what was promised in Ice on #1, where it's a bunch of like Thor clones heading a rock band, that's not in here. We don't get to that yet. That's amazing. Like, Eric he gives himself all this room, and he doesn't get to the point of the subject. I don't even know why you mentioned that they're the frontman of a rock band, because they're not in this comic at all. Before evil forced their hands, their bow, and their magic, get to know these gods in their home realms and the events that forge them into legends. Yeah. This is really gonna. Wait till you read this. This is we're gonna read this together. It'll be fun. What we know is that I love Eric's writing. All right, listen. Right now, I'm cheerful because I'm already done reading it. I don't have to I already read it, so I'm having a good time reading it again and just laughing at Eric's writing. What we know is that it is no accident that NORFRICA finds themselves in Middengarth. How is this what we know is? How is that something that the creator of a story puts on the back of his book as a summary? What we know. You know everything. Like, you're supposed to be the creator. What do you mean, what we know? What we know. You're one of us now? You're a reader? You're going into this with the same level of ignorance as us? Okay. It's no accident that NORFRICA finds themselves in Middengarth. Wow, so it's intentional that they're in Middengarth. Midgard, of course, is Earth, just to make that clear. Their concerts are otherworldly. The 7 foot tall frontmen exude a strong presence. That's pretty gay. They are not typical rock stars focusing on the message. They send rather than the party lifestyle. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I read this wrong. They are not typical rock stars focusing on the message they send rather than the party lifestyle. Oh, I see. For them, this is no mere performance, but part of a greater vocation. The very battle between good and evil. Their lyrics are very, very real. Well, Eric, how come like you think that's like an amazing thing to say? You don't think like the lyrics of a love song that somebody writes for their girlfriend are very, very real? What makes lyrics very, very fake? Everybody else's lyrics are very, very fake, but these faggots sing about like fighting ice trolls, and that's very, very real. Who cares? Uh, it's very their lyrics are very, very real. Eric, you're very, very real. Okay, so here are the lyrics to Eric's retarded song, man, and you've heard this song before. It's hilarious. He printed the lyrics. Yeah, Taylor Swift's lyrics are real. She's singing about like all the pop star boys that she's fucked and then left behind. That's real. That's pretty real. All right, so here's Eric's lyrics. It is pretty funny. Here we stand at the turn of the tide. And then this is like typical Eric, like, immediately pretentious and it doesn't really make any sense. I can see an innate desire. How do you see an innate desire? It's kind of abstract, a little bit clinical. They're in the middle theoretically of a primal battle scene. And I don't know, just seems like retarded. Maybe it could be like I can see bloodlust rising, or I can feel an inner fire or an ancient fire. I can see an innate desire. Sounds gay. It does. A desire? What do you desire? Sword in hand, warrior side by side. I can feel it and it burns like fire. It all sounds gay. It's like sword in hand, so you're holding something like this with your hand. You're side by side with another warrior, and you can feel it, and it burns like fire. It really feels, kind of seems like we're talking about anal sex. I'll be honest with you. That's what all of this kind of sword in hand, warrior side by side. I can feel it burns like fire. All right, worlds collide, an unstable landscape, side by side. But that's what this man dates. Is another interesting line here from Eric. Eric, you date guys that are side by side with you? You That's what this man dates. That's great, Eric. It's really weird. Everything that Eric writes feels like bureaucratic legalese. It doesn't seem epic. He uses words like demands. He could use a word like demand. That would be better. That's what this demands. But a word like mandate, that's what this mandates. It just sounds like some fucking email that he sent to one of his employees to sort of sound official. It could have been like, that's what this demands. It could be, that's what this requires. That's what binds us. Anything. It would feel more mythic. But what do you mean, that's what this mandates? And then it gets real bad. Be it might and unlikely allegiance. Be it might, an unlikely allegiance. This is Eric trying to take the way people talk and then sort of make it like Yoda. What he's trying to say is it might be an unlikely allegiance. But it is backwards and wrong. It's stupid. Be it might, an unlikely allegiance. Eric trying really hard to sound like mythical and awesome, Just a little bit clumsy. Be it might. It's at bay. The savagery mindset. Not today. We'll let loose and find it. All right. So ordinarily, he keeps his savage mindset at bay. It's locked up. But now he's going to let it loose. A little convoluted in the phrasing, implying some restraint here, and then I don't know. All of Eric's wording just trips over Eric's desire to sound smart or to sound like something he is and a little pretentious. The artist says it's a typo. He can see an inmate Eric can see an inmate desire. He's in prison, and one of his inmates desires him in some way. Sigmund Freud says, "Party on, Midwayne. Party on, Midden Wayne. Party on, Midden Garth." Perfect. Thank you. Exactly. Midden Garth is really strange. Anyway, so the rest of the song lyrics, who cares? It's awful. Their mission, be it might, really bothers me. Be it might, an unlikely allegiance, is Eric just fucking getting all tangled up in just the English language for the sake of sounding like a normal person, sounding smarter than a normal person. Their mission is to wage war against the forces of darkness wherever it rears its ugly head. Again, the mission wage war against the forces of darkness wherever they rear their ugly head, and vanquish them back. And then he goes to plural again and vanquish them back to the hell. Where's Partika? Mike Partika needs to review this. Back to the hellfires from which they came. This is their sworn duty and what they have trained for since childhood. They will not fail. We heard that about Alpha Core, by the way. They will take a glorious death in pursuit of this victory. Illustrated by Ronaldson Freire, who was another Brazilian who pencils. Who inked this, by the way? These have got to be the same inkers as. Let me see here. Letterer, artist. He just did this himself. I wonder if Ronaldson Freire also inked Deborah Carita on Yaira, because he's got the same tendency to sort of do rough pencils and then use his computer to blow it up real big and do full detail on little figures that are meant to sort of, recede into the background and then shrink them back down so that little figures are as detailed as big figures. And I mean, it just, I don't like it. I mean, I guess it's like a current kind of fashion. We'll see some of that here, and I'll show you. Just because you can do it doesn't mean you should. A figure that's far away from your eye, you can see fewer details on that figure, right? Somebody who's far away from you. So shrinking, drawing all the detail and then shrinking it down looks weird. All right, so we got that. We got Marcos Martins, who is the colorist, who took over after Gabe El Tayyib was fired for some reason. I don't know why he was. Why was he fired? NORFRICA Glorious Death is a visually spectacular fantasy adventure into the world of gods. This is normally like a pull quote that somebody else says. I don't think you're allowed to say this about yourself. Gods, giants, elves, dwarves, magic, and everything in between. One of the most powerful and gorgeously drawn books from the Rippaverse to date. Again, we'll be the judge of that, Eric. Sir Keckington says that the problem was that Gabe was overpaid. And I think that was kind of the problem. I don't know how that happened. It's peculiar. All right, let me see. He's not trying to be Yoda. It's a wild creative decision. Instead of being a full-page sentence spread, it has the words on opposite sides of the sentence. Yeah, it was just kind of cinematic dialogue. All right, folks. Magic and elves. Wow. And again, you can't open a Rippaverse book. Nothing on this page. You can't open a Rippaverse book without, again, being confronted with, we got to read this too. Look at all these foreign names on all the other covers. Kane and White, we know him. Gabriel Lacagno. Katerina Kalimenuyo. We got some Russians or Ukrainians here. And Yevgeny Solikov, another Russian. Eric just hires anybody but an American. I just remember the thing about Eric was that, like, he was giving me shit for making things in China. He said, I want to keep all my money here in the United States. And I said, well, I do that where I can, but, like, there's some things that you can't find in America. You can't find people who manufacture action figures and toys in the United States. You just can't. And so you have to do it in China. It doesn't pay to do it here. Even if you could find someone in the United States to do that, you would have to pay them so much that you would have to charge your customers four times. The rule of the rule of retail is like four times cost is the price. So if I'm paying $2 for something, I got to charge $8 for it. It would just be unreasonable. So Eric has since then done everything he can do to hire, when it comes to his creative people, anyone except for Americans. It is a rare exception when you find an actual American working on the creative side of his comics. He outsources all of that. Rippaverse ethic is still here, amazingly. Amazingly, the Rippaverse ethic is still being printed in his comics. I'm not going to read it again, but I am going to look at this artwork here. Again, who is this black guy? Who is he? He's not like in the book at all. Here's Eric. What's up? Oh God, when Eric writes, it is amazing. I love when Eric writes now. It's so funny, dude. What's up, y'all? It's no secret that I've been a comic book fan for a long time. Outside of The Flash, what is this? Why is he like this? I mean, it's like he's missing a sentence here. It's no secret that I've been a comic book fan for a long time. Outside of The Flash, one of the characters I always enjoyed was Thor. You're missing the sentence where it goes, mostly Flash comics. I used to collect a lot of Flash comics. But outside of The Flash, why does it just go straight to outside of The Flash? One of the characters I always enjoyed was Thor. How is this relevant? Is this relevant because he's got like the what is that book called? Blue Streak or something like that? Blue I don't know, the stupid ripoff that he's got coming out of that looks just like everything he does. It looks like a pure imitation of something else. What is his book called, guys? Do you remember? It's not Blue Streak, but not Blue Zephyr, not Blue Waffle, Blue Shift. Is it Blue Shift? That sounds about right. So he's got his. He was probably thinking about the Flash because of Blue Shift at the time. One of the characters I always enjoyed was Thor. I don't recall seeing any Thor anything in your studio. Do you remember seeing? Did Eric ever have like Thor in his studio? That type of mythology was fun to watch in the hands of industry pros who knew how to tell a great story. We are in Eric's head. Industry pros, he says. Not creative people, industry pros to Eric. Again, this is another tell. Industry pros instead of creative people. Eric sees industry pros as the people who are where he wants to be. The people who are also gatekeeping him from, being able to work in comics successfully. He just sees them as a problem. Industry pros. When it came time to step up and put the stories I wanted to see in the world, I had to pay homage in my own way with Takari and Valadan in their brief appearance in ISOM #1. Okay, when it came time to step up, it's just a weird. All of this is weird. You didn't step up, like you basically. It wasn't your time to step up. You just decided to take all your money and crowdfund, or actually just not crowdfund, whatever it was, make ISOM #1. And yeah, for some reason you did put at the end of ISOM #1, there was some weird thing about NORFRICA that was inexplicable, had nothing to do with the story at all in ISOM. But that was a lot. I mean, ISOM had a lot of these characters that really were irrelevant to the ISOM story. The best part, y'all's response. Y'all, repeating y'all. Readers wanted to know more about these characters and what they were about. Listening to the theories, the discussions, and hearing what you had to say was amazing and humbling. Humbling. Eric would like you to know that he is humble. Eric is a humble guy. And it's humbling when you sit there it's humbling for Eric. It isn't like gratifying, it's humbling. People like talking about what he did. Like 46,000 people bought Ice on #1. And it was humbling for Eric to hear some of these people go, "What the fuck was NORFRICA? Like, what was that?" I don't know. Maybe he'll come back and he'll show us some more NORFRICA stuff later. That was humbling for Eric. Making characters and stories you're excited for is what we strive to do here. We're not picking up right where you first saw Takari. And how does this? There should be another paragraph. We're not picking up right where you first saw Takari and Valadan. Instead, NORFRICA Glorious Death takes you back to the world that shaped them, showing how they became who they are before they step onto the Rippaverse stage. The artist says Blue Shift was supposed to be yellow shit, but it already exists. That's Yellow Flash. Thank you, D artist. I agree with you there. Yellow shit. All right. Creating this story, this universe, and the characters in it has been a blast. I've even got a few twists here that not even my own team knows about, but you're gonna find out. Well, I mean, that really depends, Eric. That depends on how far this series is gonna go. I'm guessing it's not gonna go very far. From the characters to the setting to the Glorious Death single by myself and Dan Vask, which was absolutely excruciating. The excitement and support you've shown for this project has been humbling. Eric is humble. And you guys, whenever you show Eric support or talk about Eric, it doesn't gratify his ego. It doesn't validate his retarded ambition. It humbles him. It's all humbling, guys. Yeah, by the way, Glorious Death was a chart smash hit, Symes wants to point out. Not because of the fact that Eric told all of the people, all of the Zeros and Rippetards, that they should pay $1 to buy it all at once on the same day so that it could technically get chart success, but because it was a great song and it's on the radio all the time. I think it's on Yacht Rock now. They're playing it on Yacht Rock. Margaret Merkel says, Retarded Ambition, good band name. By myself and Dan Vask. Not Dan Vask and I. Pure narcissism. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Now, Flady says, dude, I can feel my brain cells slowly collapsing. We haven't even begun yet, okay? This is just Eric bragging. It's a reminder that Rippaverse truly has the best fans in the world. Oh, God, Eric's fans are... we love comic book fans, we do. But the Rippetards, the ones that we interact with on Twitter, are literally the stupidest. They took Eric July's request that they gatekeep the Rippaverse and defend it like rabid dogs. They took that very seriously. You make the long days and the hard work worth it. I appreciate that enthusiasm. And as I always say, we're just getting started. Well, you've been saying that since 2022. And we're like, I don't know how many books you put out. 100, a million. Seems like a million of these. When are you going to be like on your way? Appreciate you, he says. Eric D. July, CEO and founder of Rippaverse Publishing LLC. All right, very good. And then we turn the page and we can see another little bit of Eric July's dishonesty. Want more animation? Yeah, I mean, we just gave you $100,000 to make more animation. Where is that? Where's the more animation, Eric? Wait a second. Become a Rippaverse member at Rippaverse.com members. With 4 different tiers, you can take advantage of perks. I can't wait to take it. It's not Eric taking advantage of you. It's you taking advantage of his perks, guys. Such as free subscription to the Rippazine, merch discounts, shipping discounts. That's interesting. Eric hasn't shipped anything since October. And a growing list of perks. That is wonderful. So, I don't know what that was like when he was saying, "Do you?" I mean, I don't know how long this has been going on for 4 or 5 years. The Rippaverse, what is it? Whatever this is, the Mid Mac, Big Mac, whatever. He must have raised some money. I gotta think he's raised more than $100,000 in that time. Where like is how come that isn't paying for animation? How come Eric had to do another crowdfund for animation? I don't know. And it was a crowdfund. Very weird. Mad Relic says 18 minutes behind. Eric is so stupid that he believes Marvel owns the concept of North mythology. Lol. Now that's a question that I have for you, Mad Relic. Um, does I mean that's an interesting question, and I do not know. Asgard, Midgard, are these terms that Marvel does Marvel own these? I mean, is that Marvel stuff? I'm not sure. Like, I don't know if that's like Norse mythology or if that's something that Marvel created. So that's my own ignorance speaking. No, 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 lol, probably not, lol, no, no. Okay, Asgard and Midgard are public domain. Yes, but again, this isn't Thor, right? It's a ripoff. This is a ripoff of a public domain. It's a ripoff of a public domain thing. All right, let's read some of Eric's prose. Now, here's the problem that I have with this book, and I'm just going to tell you right on the outset. 2023, probably when this book was being written, Eric July, in response to the criticism that he was receiving from Dick Masterson and Vito and others who were kind of coming out and saying, I saw him isn't very good, man. In fact, it stinks. Eric said, I believe that we could switch places. I believe that like Chuck Dixon could write some of ISOM or ISOM, and I could write something to Chuck Dixon, and people would just say that the thing that supposedly has my name on it, but Chuck Dixon wrote it, it really sucks, and then vice versa. People are just, in other words, people are just saying that Eric sucks just because they want to get at Eric, not because it is a subjective opinion that a lot of people share. Really weird. Reading this book, I got halfway into it, maybe a third of the way into it. We're going to try to find the spot here. And suddenly the book became competently written. And I said, wait a second, what is this? Like, this isn't like this, the dialogue suddenly isn't excruciating. It's kind of a little bit on point and it serves the purpose of the story, and the story moves along in such a way. Now, either Eric July became competent halfway through this book. I'm not saying it's good at all. Like, it's still pretentious and stupid and pointless, and story doesn't go anywhere at all. But what I'm saying is, the first half of the book is so ridiculously stupid that only Eric July could have written it. Second half of the book could be Eric July with some help from either Caro or Chuck Dixon. But when I say that, like, I feel like it doesn't make sense, because why wouldn't Caro or Chuck help Eric write the front half of the book? The front half, was it Eric's ego? Let's get into it. You guys can tell me if I'm wrong. Like, maybe the whole book sucks, and maybe I just kind of got like some kind of strange syndrome of some sort where I just became accustomed to Eric's stupidity. But here we go. Much lies beyond the 9 realms, my son. Unimaginable beings and civilizations not even I fully understand. Or wait, let me read that again. Unimaginable beings and civilizations, period. Not even I fully understand the outer world and all of its mysteries. So the universe is the outer world to this guy who's speaking, this chucklehead. But at the same time, he says, tame your curiosity. So he just says these fascinating things like there's a lot out there, but stop thinking about it, because most of the shit out there, most affairs will never concern Asgard. But there is a place of abnormality. Eric July his writing gives me whiplash. Tame your curiosity. Okay, Dad. Okay, I'll stop thinking about it. I'll stop thinking. That would be my thing. If my dad said, "Stop being curious about the universe outside of the rest of the world." Okay, Dad, I'll stop. For most of the affairs will never concern Asgarth or you. Okay, so there you go. I don't need to worry about it because it has nothing to do with me. But there is a place of abnormality. Oh, suddenly I'm curious again. You know, if I'm not supposed to be thinking about any of this shit, why do you keep making me intensely curious about things? And here we go, another shot of planet Earth here. This looks like a nice Green Lantern panel that I would do, where I would just draw a circle and maybe another couple of circles, and I would tell the colorist to do the rest. Middengarth, the world of humans, though they favor the Asgards in appearance, much differentiates us. Uh, Again, I mean, the way Eric writes is really, really silly. Like, why would you use the word differentiates? Middengarth, the world of humans, though they favor the Asgards in appearance, much differentiates us. And then he says, the duration of your youth will outlast several of their lifetimes. Oh, God, Eric. I know what Eric is saying here. Eric is trying to say that, like, listen, your lifetime is going to, like, as the length of your childhood is longer than like most of them live several times by several times over. But Eric just cannot write anything in an interesting way. Um, I mean, it just sounds dumb. It could be like, they will be dust while you still shine, my son. Or you will see stars. You will live to see stars die. While they are nothing. I don't know, something like that. But Eric's just like, the duration of your youth will outlast several of their lifetimes. And then he says, their mortality shall not be mistaken for weakness. By the way, so much of this is, hold on, let me scroll down a little bit. So much of this is just ISOM number 1 all over again. Everything's like overwritten. Everything is silly. Their mortality shall not be mistaken for weakness. Your capabilities will far exceed the humans. They cannot rival your strength, even as a boy. And then you have, I don't know, a mugger stealing a purse here. And then, like, running away. Oh, and then you've got Isom, but there are exceptions. So I guess Isom. By the way, it's pretty funny. Like, Isom shows up here and he rescues the mugger and he punches the human. There are exceptions. So Isom is as strong as a god. And then down here it says, see Isom number 1 through 3. You have to buy all 3 issues. And by the way, that's dug into the print job here. If you want to see Isom 1 through 3, you have to really peel it apart. And then you got this really ugly kid. Flady1 says, EJ's philosophy of you can't be naughty, then you's best be sounding gaudy. Eric, like, overwrites everything. Eric overwrites everything using a thesaurus. Like, he thinks, like, changing a word, substituting a basic word for a $5 word makes him sound smart, rather than to just like think like, how would these gods actually speak, and maybe come up with something a little bit more poetic and interesting. So this ugly gay kid says, Father, I wish to visit this Middengarth and show them just how mighty the Asgards are. So that's what you got from this, kid? You got that you should go to Earth and bully the humans? Unless summoned, you and your brother are forbidden from Middengarth. The sole entryway dwells in our realm. I will be made of any attempt to disobey my command. Besides, they are not your enemies and are aware of our existence. Their leaders reference Asgarth. And then look at this word that Eric uses here. Their legends reference Asgarth, most of which are approximative. Eric thinks like All of Eric's writing just sounds like stuff that, like, in his emails to his employees or to somebody he's trying to do business with, most of which are approximative. It's so fucking dumb, man. I can't take it. Oh God, it just doesn't land. I mean, it is silly. Eric's writing. I mean, I don't know. It's all like choppy and weird. Um, it's a real word. Like approximative is an actual word, but it's so out of place here. It's stiff. It's uncommon. Um, it doesn't seem like it should be part of mythic speech. It's pretentious. He could just say, like, most of which are like shadows of the truth or distorted or garbled or something like that. And then he says, many worship us. This I do not endorse. More like fucking bureaucratic. Like, what do you mean endorse? Like, it's so political. It's so bureaucratic. It's just such shit. Sounds like diplomacy paperwork. It's not like, it doesn't sound like, he's warning his son of like these cosmic versus human entanglements, and we don't want to be worshipped in that way. But it just, even the way he says it is just, it's so pathetic. Like, I could say, like, I suffer it not, or I reject this reverence, or this I do not countenance, but this I do not endorse, as though it's a political candidate. Oh, here we go. Another time you shall learn about our affairs with Middengarth. Um, but for now, we train, and here we have a full size shot of his father here. This is like bootleg Odin. This is Timu Odin. He's missing one of his eyes, of course, is blank, and his nipples are out, which I think is an important thing to notice. Like, he's got pants and he's got a hood, but your father refuses to wear a shirt, which is strange. I would say something to my dad if his nipples were out all the time. I would be like, Dad, like, your nipples are out. So we cut here to, he says, but first we train. So we're going to train for something. I don't know what. Like, what are we training for? Are we going to war? By the way, all of this is so clearly Eric July. Like, I mean, it's just so clearly written by Eric July. It is absolutely uh, Erician. All right, you got an arrow, and the arrow splits the other arrow, like Disney's Robin Hood. You can't come up with anything better than that. It's just Disney's Robin Hood. The kid's name is Valadan because he's being validated. His name's Valadan. Great job, Valadan. Great job, says Odin to his son. Come on, Eric. Great job, Valadan. You can't come up with anything better than that. I mean, that is crazy. You finally passed the first test, which is what? Splitting the arrow? He goes, first test. Yes, you understand the fundamentals, but that's far from enough. The fundamentals. All right, what are we going to do then, Dad? This is hilarious. This is my favorite part in the whole book, man. I love this shit. I shall start running. Try to hit me with your arrows. But father, do it, he says, and then he starts running. Look at him. Look at him running. Look at Dad running. I'm going to run, and you try to hit me with your arrows. Wow, that's great, Dad. Dad, your belly's out. You're wearing a belly shirt, huh, Dad? He's going to fire his arrows. Oh, shit. Here we go. There's an arrow. Look at Dad doing a gay ballet. Oh, my God. Dad is doing Dad is dancing in midair, and he's grabbing all the arrows. Wow, that's really impressive, Dad. Oh, God. It's so awful. Do it. I'm going to run, and then you shoot your arrows at me. Yeah, this is great, Eric. Good job. And then I don't know what happens here. It says tuck, and it sounds like he kind of dropped his bow a little bit. Dad comes over with his, his belly and his nipples out, and he says, "Reacting this way will make you a liability in battle." Like what? By the way, why is this kid upset? Look at it. What are you crying about? Look at him. Stimulated cynic. All right. You have expectations. That is good. But war can be unpredictable. What in the world? The dad is both a former track star and a gay dancer. Yeah, this is like all based on Eric too. It's so funny. It's like shoot your arrows at me and I'm gonna mince through the air. I'm gonna do ballet and I'm gonna catch your arrows before they hit me. Wow, this is good. This is really good. The dad did the Asgardian boogie, says the metal pig. Kid looks 40 in that top panel. Like this one right here. Yeah, he looks like a little elf. I really hate him. Like, I really hate this kid. GrimJim666 says, Swachtika run activate. I like the old warehouse wall. I like the old warehouse wall. Hamlin Burger says, definitely not gay. Flady1 says, so his dad is white MC Hammer. Yeah, I guess so. Thor Odinson says, Valentin never had the makings of a varsity athlete. Evidently not. Like, look at him crying over this. Like, why are you crying? Your dad just proved that he still got it, son. By the way, how is this about him? How is this training for him? This is Dad just wanted to show off. Your training is not complete yet because I'm gonna run, and you fire your arrows. I love him running, man. I love that panel of him running. That is like the best thing. So this is basically him training, getting showing off. Has nothing to do with him. War can be unpredictable. Your dad could suddenly ask you to fire arrows at him while he pirouettes in the sky, catching them. The best warriors aren't the most skilled, but they aren't the strongest, but they can adapt and improvise and sell their company when they're broke. Targets move, my son. So will you. Your composure is your composure is your greatest asset, not your weapon. You must control it. Look at Dad. Like, Dad is a homo. Look at like Dad has his arm around this little twink, and he's like his nipples are out and everything. His belly's out. Oh God, you must control it. Control your composure. Don't do this like in the middle of hand in the third panel right here. I noticed that too. I was like, oof, that is a doughy and fat hand. You guys think I have fat hands? These faces are god awful, so scaries. It reminds me a lot of Mike McCone's artwork. Yeah, the more like when you look at the artwork too close, you will be disgusted by it. Well, I mean, we'll talk about the artwork a little bit, I guess, because the artwork is funny and kind of weird, but mostly it's Eric's writing. He says, that is enough for the day. Let us feast. Yeah, you worked up an appetite firing an arrow. You fired 4 arrows. You must be starving. That's enough training. Let us go eat. All right, hold on a second here. Dad is the third best Rippaverse character after Couch and Shungite. Look at Dad. Oh, I love it. And so Dad is at the dinner table now, and his nipples are still out. And he is, look at this nice little table. It's a really practical, reasonable table that you might get at Pier 1. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like a big formal dining hall. It's intimate. It's for a little family of gods who want to feast together at the end of the day. It's really, really good. House of Alfor. As you can see, they have killed 2 deer in the past. And they have mounted their heads on the otherwise empty. The room's kind of empty. Like, there's not a lot of decor there. You've got their names here. Eric likes to frustrate you with the names of his characters. He likes to just kind of perplex, annoy you. This is Tyr. This is Vitter. This is Balder. This is Bragger. So this guy's probably a bragger. And this is Freya. Freya. Gomez Lee 16 says, "Is this a God of War ripoff?" That too. Yeah. Nice of you to join us, Bragger. Since you and Vitter left our dwelling, it isn't often we get to eat as a family. So now they're going to have regular, dull conversation where the boys are home. And we're going to, oh God, the artwork is really, really bad. Mother, I am but a summon away should you need me to contain my father. What exactly do you mean by that? Why? Just because his belly and nipples are out at the dinner table, you need to contain him? Just because dad is prancing around? By the way, dad is like small compared to his boys. Like, you would want dad to be much bigger in this panel so that he looks less gay. The artist says Eric is more into Shakespeare than comic books. He loves dropping archaic bars. There's a lot of archaic language in here. And yeah, a lot of attempts to be Shakespearean too. If only you could take this one with you. This place would fall apart without me, says this god on another planet here. I can't wait to get your room. Look at him with drool. Look at this. Look at this disgusting artwork. I can't. He's got like shit on his finger, on his thumb there. His drool coming out of his face. He's smiling. I can't wait to get your room, Balder. And he's like eating a chicken leg, smiling with his teeth out. No chance. No chance. It's very cool. Mother, thank you for the supper. I have matters I'd like to discuss, some things with father. May Vitter and I excuse ourselves? No, the question is, may we be excused? May you excuse us? You don't excuse yourself like, may we excuse ourselves? You do that on your own. You don't have to ask permission to excuse yourself. You just excuse yourself. What you're doing here is you're asking your mother's permission, or you're asking your mother if she will excuse you for your rudeness of leaving the table. And she says, of course, because her son's an idiot. This right here is what I'm talking about. Like, this panel here was drawn at full size and shrunk down. Like, there is no reason for this. There's no reason for this level of detail here. There just isn't. Like, you spent a whole lot of time like rendering this panel of the boys leaving the table, and it's the most boring panel in the entire book. But it probably took a whole day to do. So shout out. Cheers. All right, here's where we have the problem. Here's where we address the serious problem here, where this is Eric and NDA Andrew and Brandon discussing young Klippa coming to the warehouse. Now, this is all still very Eric July. This guy here is probably Brandon. This guy right here is he's ginger and gay. I don't know who he is. ND Andrew. Eric says, I am aware. This cannot go unaddressed, which is like an Eric Julyism. Again. The inhabitants of Jotun have always been a source of trouble. Even those of Niflheim despise them. He showed up here and he literally smelled like shit. Do you think this is the beginning of the foretold, they say? No, but that matters not. Here's a nice spicy shot of Dad, who is looking gayer and gayer as the book goes on. This is the crucible of readiness. Boy, is that some phrasing there. The crucible of readiness. My son, yet I am without ease. Do tell me, what does my eldest deem to be the rightful course of action? I don't know. It's like Dad is trying to be kind of like Odin-like. A crucible of readiness is interesting. This is an interesting thing that Eric probably labored over to come up with the crucible of readiness. It's a strong kind of metaphor, but it's a little bit kind of overwrought. And it doesn't really sound like something that this guy would say. This is where Metal is forged. This is where I don't know. It's just weird, creepy writing. And to say, yet I am without ease, ill at ease. My heart finds no rest. I stand troubled. Um, a million different ways to say that. Do tell me, what does my eldest? It's so gay. Do tell me, what is my eldest deemed to be the rightful course of action? Theatrical, super gay. Why is he calling him my eldest? Why not just call him son? What say you, my son? What path would you choose? These characters know each other, right? Speak, boy. What course would you deem just? I mean, this is like the father. Like, why is he even asking his eldest son in such a way? Like, what should I do? What would be the rightful course of action? Dad is gay. Like, this dad character, he's sitting there with his nipples out and he's just like asking his son what to do. We should go directly to the world of the Jotuns, not to summon war, but to seek knowledge. The short lived travel treaty has long expired. Our visitation would not be well received. So the Jotuns are ice giants of some sort. And I mean they're from the mythology, but they're named something differently. What are they called like in Thor? The um Brian suddenly also says that paper looks super cheap. I can see textures on it. By the way, yeah, look at Dad's denture. Dad's got dentures like fucking Leonard Nimoy, and they've come loose. Jotuns, is it Jotuns? They are frost giants. Yeah, Jotunheim says Star Wars Lego Rob. Yeah, they're frost giants. So something happened here. Apparently, the frost giants destroyed some boats. This is like the beginning of the Vietnam War. Um, Anyway, you are not wrong, Father, but we cannot stand idle. If this remains unanswered, it will echo a message across all 9 realms, a proclamation of frailty. We have many great warriors, but I cannot in honor send them to Jotunheim. And then this guy goes, when it is time, send us. This is the guy, by the way. I think he's meant to be like Beardo or Dan Vasc or something like that. And then we cut to the women. By the way, the women in this are meant to be, they're very powerful. Like all of the women in this story are like this. They're smug. They got big titties and they're fat and they're smug and they have fat faces. They're ugly. But the men are idiots and the women here kind of fixing everything while the men fuck up. So what is this? Like there's a boat flying through the sky? I didn't notice that before. There's like a Viking ship in the sky. Why is that? Oh, it's down here now too. Viking ship. Did they take the Viking ship? How big is she? I don't understand at all. What is this little Viking ship? Because it's crossing across here. So it's not too far. It's not like it's in the background somewhere. And then the Viking ship is down here. And it looks like they're just coming up these weird steps here. I don't see the Viking ship anymore. Do you guys get it? Are they toys? They're kids' toys? Uh, Jotun is a race of giants. Sure, but look, can she shrink? Because there they are standing next to her, and she is their size. It has 7 shields in it. Okay, this is the kind of stuff that like Eric hid, and we're like discussing it, but Eric's like, "There's a secret there." I'm glad you guys noticed that. That's gonna pay off later. We can see this dude, Beardo, is looking at the boat, so we're supposed to, I guess, pay attention to that boat in some way. Angry Yaja, we shall embark on a journey to Jotunheimel. Alfador has made me aware. If I may offer my opinion, this is unwise. Is it? Is it ill advised? Relations with the Jotuns are on thin ice. Get it? Because they're frost giants. They're frost giants. So they're on thin ice. She uses human metaphors. I love it. Beautiful. That's what you're here for. And she says, I am but a diplomat and an ambassador. I am not a warrior. If thy choice is resolute, if thy choice is resolute, I shall watch over thee with vigilance, but my abilities have their bounds. I have spoken with the ambassador of Jotun. She requests that you now. So it goes back. Eric like goes from like biblical thee, thou, thy to like you whenever he feels like it. You will need to tread carefully. Offend them not while you tread upon their land. Your recommendations are duly noted. It's all just fucking Eric. Peace is all that we shall be seeking. The point is to stave off the tides of war. She awaits you on the other side. Good luck. And so there they go. They're going to go into the land of the frost giants. And here we have another big booty bitch with an ugly face. Why do they all like, can you just please draw a face that's not hideous on one of these women? I mean, the body is slamming there. Good job. Really nice job, you know. But it's like, then you go, oh. Sons of Alfador, welcome to Jotunheimel. The sergeant awaits. Follow me. Her name, by the way, is Blugada. It's Blugada. Eric's specialty is naming, by the way. Blugada, your visage hath changed since last we met. Thy flattery brings me no amusement. I offered thee no praise. What is this? You look different. You look different. Stop flattering me. I wasn't flattering you. And then she says, essentially, shut up. I request your silence. Spare thy words for the sergeant. What the hell is this? She's Blugada. The guards will take you to him. I shall return you to thy land once discourse is concluded. Oh, this is nice. I like this. Here's Jotunheimel. You see a nice bridge. You got a nice little bird here in the sky. You got a spiked wall. This must have taken a long time to draw it too, and then they shrunk it way down. This artwork really does remind me of Mike McCone. It's like kind of George Perez kind of thing. The fuck is that creature? I don't know. So here we go. We come up to this guy here. This guy goes, surrender thy weapons. And this guy goes, I deem that to be unnecessary. I deem that to be unnecessary. You do? I deem that to be unnecessary. It's just a weird, again, it's just Eric July dialogue. Trying to sound smart. Could be cooler if he was just like, no. You know what I mean? Surrender thy weapons. No. By the way, this is Isom going in to see what's his face, right? At the club. Same thing here. And then he says, brother. And then they hand over their weapons after all. And he says, grrr. And then gives him his sword. Here we go. Going into the gate. The sergeant is ready. And we have another unnecessary panel of them going in. Another unnecessary panel of them walking. Let's get right to business. And this is Isom, and then this is Darren. Let's get right to business. All right. You're in my club. Why are there Asgarths on Jotun lands? We come seeking answers. Look at this. God damn, the artwork is losing it here. Why did you hinder the passage of peaceful Asgarths? We done no such thing. You dare excuse the Jotuns of wrongdoing upon their own lands? Must I remind you that no peace treaty binds our realms? And he says, that is why we must comprehend the meaning behind such an act. We done nothing but respect your sovereignty. Can the rest of the Asgards claim the same? Ample time was granted for all to return to their realms, and yet some linger still, daring to traverse our waters. Do you not consider destroying the ships of humble Asgards to be an overreaction? He points at him. Those are our ships, our seas, our ships. You would do well to lower that finger, Isam. Avery, you would do well to lower that finger. This is my club. And then we've got this bitch here. And then she opens her eyes suddenly and then goes, oh no. And there's lightning. Okay, now this is the sabotage. This is the sabotage that's about to happen here because these guys are having a very good diplomatic meeting here. They're like, hey, man, you got to stop. Just because we're sailing our ships in your water, don't mean you need to be like blowing them up. And he's like, what? We didn't say you could be in our water. And then just when things are going pretty well and some, common ground is being reached, lightning comes and goes baboom. And as you can see, like, oh my God, like they weren't expecting this. And the giant goes, you scoundrels. And that's because, look up here, look, I guess. There's something here, and then ba-boom, crackoom. And a castle blows up, I think. I don't know. I don't know if these two things are related because there's no castle here, but then there's a castle here, and it blows up. So this must have caused it, but is the castle behind the mountain? I don't know. Ha 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 ha. Look at this Homa. What a glorious sight, he says. And look at this, a mushroom cloud, dude. Guy launched a nuke. And his name is, by the way, his name is Silicio. Silicio. And here we go. We got, look at all the little people at his feet. I don't know what the little people at his feet are doing. Oh, but they're doing something. Oh, no, you know what it is? They're not, you think that like he's standing on the ground. He's not standing on the ground. He's hovering in the sky. I just realized that. For some reason, I thought this guy was a super mega giant who was causing this chaos. And like he was standing in this is like his army. But he's not. He's in the sky, and these are little people. Oh, my God. That's like a... that, like, doesn't work. Well, maybe he is a giant, but, like, he's not standing on the ground, is he? He's in the sky. And then over here, we got some more panels. Now, this is fucked up here because, again, people talk about the layout of comic books being confusing. This is really confusing. Specifically, this big block of text here, which makes me think I'm supposed to go, ha ha ha, what a glorious sight, and then read this, because this belongs to him. But it doesn't. We go from here to here, in fact, to this little panel that's pushed all the way into the corner. It says, Muspelheim, which sounds very, very Hasidic, says, very Talmudic, says, has attacked Bergelmir. This is what we're reading, guys. This is the comic book that we're being asked to read. Muspelheim has attacked Bergelmir. Why? Ah! Why? I hate this so much. I can't even tell you. Asgard's honor wanes with each passing day, says the giant. Remember this guy? This guy here? He's saying Asgard's honor wanes with each passing day. Comicsgate's honor wanes with each passing day. Never did I think you would stoop so low to send Riley Clippiverse to my warehouse and form an alliance with Dick Masterson and Vito. Imprison them immediately. And then I don't know what's going on in this panel here. Can't really tell. But it says, I shall cast these Muspels back to the fire. Is Muspels like a slur? Is that a slur? I shall cast these Muspels back to the fiery abyss from whence they came. Okay, no, we better not do that. We better fight back. So he says, unhand me. It wasn't And they want to say it wasn't us that did that, it was this homo, right? But there's a misunderstanding. There's been a misunderstanding. It's hard to explain this kind of thing. And then, boom, punches him in the face. And then this guy goes, arg. Beardo is like, arg. And he grabs this guy's thumb in his hand and he judo flips him. He judo flips a frost giant, and the sound effects is smack. And then there's a silhouetted panel here where something is happening. This is like one of those in-betweener action panels where like something, there's a beat that needs to happen between this, I guess. Oh, wait, between this and this, but there isn't really. Like this is fine, and then you could just do this. But here's another like an unnecessary beat that I don't know what it even is. Like, what is this panel? What's happening here? Mad Relic says, we was Vikings and shit. Thank you, Mad Relic. Evidently we were. Yeah, what is that? Why do they do this? This is like a worthless panel. And then you got this here. This is fine. Like from here to here would be just fine. And he goes, whomp, and he punches him in the face. And the brother's like, what are you doing? And then this happens. Clang. Oh, they're not being allowed to leave, I guess. And then they say, for Asgarth. And they're going to charge these giants together. Here's the little Loki guy. This guy's like Loki, I guess. But his name is Calypso. He says, for eons, the denizens of this accursed realm have plundered our homeland. Now, at long last, you face judgment. Ah. And he's got, in a separate panel, he's got, yeah, like, I don't know what. What is this? He's got a handful of, I guess it's fire, but it looks like there's something else going on in there. And he throws the fire. And look, the fire bounces off the wall, I think, and comes back at him because he's like, wah? Like, this is the same guy as this. Like, you wouldn't think it, but, like, that's him. And he's like, wah? It deflected. It's coming at me. And then there's another close-up. By the way, the fire is taking forever to get to him because then of his eyes, just to emphasize that he sees it coming and then he dodges it kind of like, and it says, foof, and it goes right past his ass. And he likes it. He's like, look at his little baby face. He's like, as the fire goes past his ass and goes, foof. And he goes, you must be whom they call Burgelmeyer. 'Tis a pity that you couldn't preserve that feeble structure down below. Huh? Who's he talking to? Oh, he's talking to this guy here. This guy's Burgelmeyer. He says, you will pay for this treachery. This be naught but an act of war by the hands of Asgarth and Muspelheim. Again, Muspelheim. So that is very Jewish. He's blaming the Jews. And I don't know. This guy goes, wait, what? And he goes, I'm not Jewish. And then he goes, oh, right, our good friends. So here's what's happening here. He goes, you must be associated with Comicsgate. And this guy goes, Comicsgate? What's Comicsgate? Oh, that's right, our good friend's Comicsgate. Oh, yeah, Ethan Van Sciver. He's a good friend of mine. Yes, blame this on Ethan. Oh, yeah, this is EVS doing this. Our good friend, my good friend EVS. He says, they have been of a great assistance to us. All right. So as you can see, like, very cathartic for Eric. And by the way, I still think at this point this is Eric's writing. But I think it stops being Eric's writing pretty soon. Well, I'll show you when. Then you got this guy here. Is this Calypso again? It looks like you have some cleaning up to do until we meet again. So he catches on fire and flies away. And then he says he is not to leave this realm, and then sends these winged homos after him. And then this happens. Oh, I get it. I see it now. That's a face there. You see that? This is a shot of him trying to fly away. His hair's on fire. That's his head. And then the wing guys, these guys are right here, and they're following him. You guys got it? This is good storytelling here. These Brazilians. You know what? It's important to have as many panels as you can. Just slam all these little panels together and try to make it work somehow. And then he says something that Eric July always says in all his comics, but he says it in an interesting way because this is like a Thor book. He says, "You only closed the distance because I willed it so." This is like Lincoln Eusebio saying, "You're only here because I let you be," or something like that. Eric, like, anytime somebody gets any kind of a W, he goes, "It's only because I let you," in his comics. So you only closed the distance because I willed it. Now these guys are like, "What? Have we been bamboozled? I thought we accomplished something, but apparently he only let us do this." And then I don't know what this is here, but then something happens here, and I can't. For the life of me, I don't know what this panel is. What does this represent? Don't know. By the way, I just want to point out at this point that this was being called by Rippatarts the best book that Rippaverse put out and Eric's finest writing ever. Yeah, willed it sounds like he made it happen rather than just allowed it. It's more stupidity, of course. You could go through like all of this nonsense, but Eric is just all about wordiness, and I don't know, man. It's painful, absolutely painful. All right, so then this happens. He grabs him, I guess, and then it's the same panel, but it says scorch. So I guess he burned them to death, but I mean, I want you to look at these 4 panels here and then just try to see that he, in the 4 panels, burned these wing guys who we barely got to know. He burned them to death here. I mean, it's not just writing that needs to be clear. It needs to be art. The art needs to be clear. It needs to be obvious on first sight what is going on. Clarity. I appreciate the little tiny details. I appreciate the fact that you rendered the fuck out of this and made it like, you know what I mean? Like you drew this, you blew it up, and look, his little skirt and all this stuff. I appreciate that, but I can't tell what is going on. It's got to be clear. You guys have to make this stuff clear. Scorch doesn't do it. These 2 panels do not mean anything. And then you cut to this splash page next, where I guess he's in the air and he's holding a helmet. And if you look real close, one of their skulls is on fire and falling. And he looks like he's had some kind of a gay victory. But, oh man, it just makes me feel kind of like Hands of Mana says, "No, EVS, we need more panels." I feel kind of aloof to all this. I don't know. I didn't get to know them well enough to care. Like, I want to care that he killed them. Like, clearly he's the bad guy and he's a liar, and he got in there and he said, "Oh yeah, blame the Asgarths," when he's clearly the asshole, troublemaker, troll. Like, this guy's a sock puppet troll, and he's trying to blame his trolling on Asgarths. I understand that. I'm just saying, like, these guys who went after him, they're heroes in a way who gave their lives, and I feel like I never got to know them. They're just fucking cannon fodder. And then we cut to more little panels. We got Beardo, who looks like he's giving his butt to this guy coming at him. I don't know. It just looks like he's giving him his butt. He spins around and he thuds him. Oh, he gives him an elbow. You could say thud. The thud is over his fist. So elbow to the face, and then this happens. It's like he's like boom, and then like the guy's like not so fast. Oh wait, this is a different guy because he's got hair. This is a different dude. This is the other brother. So we cut to him, and he grabs the strap of his helmet and humps him, which is what I thought was going on anyway. Hump. Man, that is weird. That's a weird coincidence. I wasn't even expecting that. I didn't notice his sound effect the first time, but he's humping him, and then crash, and then he just kind of flings him over, I guess. Um, Ginger Wolverine loves this. By the way, he does. I don't know if he has this book yet, so please contribute to his GoFundMe so he can get a copy of this. I only paid $20 for this. I know I overpaid for it. All right, we've got a nice panel here of. This isn't bad. What's with all of this? Just so we can do this? A big panel of this? All the action is like they're on postage stamps and they say hump, just so that we can get a big like 2/3 panel page splash of this. I don't know, man. Maybe this isn't as good as I thought it was. Halt, says somebody back there. Oh, you know why? Because like they're about to get their asses kicked. Abacus Flinch says that face with the hump. That's us all. Thank you, Abacus Flinch. Hey, we got 8 out of 50 super chats. Now listen, those of you who would like me to review any other Rippaverse book or any book, frankly, and we'll put a poll up. If we actually do achieve this goal, I would put a poll up to let you guys choose what book that we should do next. Send a yellow super chat, just yellow. Don't do better than that. Just a yellow super chat. We need 42 more of them, and then we'll do another review. I have to be paid to review this. I had to read this today, guys. You know how depressing it is? This showed up in the mail, and I was like, oh no. Halt. And then they all turn around and go, and it's because this guy's here. His name is Lero. So once again, Eric July, the best names in the world, Lero. And he is a guy with 4 arms and some makeup on his face, and he's got some horns. I would love to see Eric's description of these characters. And then there's some like lava shit on his elbows there. And then I don't know, some lava shit on it. Like this is the same kind of effect that the Hell Monkeys had. Maybe that's a clue. Maybe these lava things are a clue that he's related to the Hell Monkeys from Isom. Pastor Flash says more. Thank you very much. We're at 9 out of 50. Man, I'd love to. By the way, this arm is like completely disconnected. Like, how would this arm be connected to his body? How would that work? There's no possible way. I mean, it would be like, wait, there's his. How would that be connected? There's just. No, it wouldn't work. All right. Yeah, they got that arm a little bit wrong. Just move it over, man. It's all digital. You know, you could just kind of take it, lasso it, and rope it over like that. Like me, I have to break out the whiteout when I make a mistake like that. Getting a Rippaverse book in the mail is worse than or equal to getting an IRS letter. It just means that you're gonna have to do a lot of fucking work that is unpleasant. You know, I don't mind. I do it for you guys. All right, so Lero shows up, and once again, we have another silhouetted panel. This is like something that Rob Liefeld would do all the time. Dan Fraga, Moran Michaels. Rather than draw like something, they do these kind of silhouetted panels here. Side view. Very easy. Bang out this panel in like a few minutes. And then you got this. Like, wow, man. Very detailed as Lero picks up both of them, and this guy goes oof, which is what I've been saying through the whole book. Picks them up, and then he says to them, Margaret Miracle, thank you, says those ass guards are butt ugly. We got 10 out of 50, guys. Unbelievable. He says, unbelievable. You set foot in Jotunheimel and dare raise arms against us. Get it? Because he's got arms, like he's got 4 arms. He says, wretched Asgards. Now, these guys are completely innocent. Like, all they wanted to do was say, why did you kill our boats? Why did you do that? We meant well. We understand there's some tensions here, but like, and then Loki showed up and blew up the whole castle, I guess. I don't know what he blew up. It's hard to say. Like, by the way, yeah, what did he blow up? Like, he didn't blow up where they are. What did he blow up? They just died in his arms tonight. Right, Matthew Marcelo. Perfect song to play right now. But these guys are victims of circumstance. And then he says this. He says, "You witless fool, it was thee who struck first." By the way, again, you witless fool, it was thee who struck first. Why wouldn't it be thou witless fool, it was thee who struck first? Why do they switch from like, you to like thee, thou, thy? Oh God. I think this is still Eric writing here. And then crunch, something happens here. Look at this. Crunch. Ah, they say. Jegs Dynagod says, not a single of Eric's books try any unique art style, just the overly generic mid 2000s comic style. Then again, who would try to do ink wash or watercolors for writing an action this impotent and inane? I mean, you're asking me. This all this stuff looks this like pretty much the same. Like Deborah Carita strives to draw like this. Rippetards think this is perfectly acceptable, and there are parts of it that are pretty neat. I could look at I could look at this book and pull out like 7 or 8 panels, and I'm like, well done. But for the most part, like when the rubber meets the road, look how small his eyeballs are on his face. This art style is why many people went to manga, says Jagstein Ogan. Yeah. It should be witless fool, thou struck first. Yeah, that would be better. I agree with you, G Doc Swift. You could go through and just edit this. I like the blood in the teeth here. I do. There's parts of this that I like. There's some intensity there. But there's a weird thing that's happening with this artist that the mouths are shrinking and the eyeballs are shrinking on the heads, which is interesting. We'll see more of that coming up. The art gets worse as it goes on. And then it says crunch, and then crump. Can't really tell what any of this is. Vasilis Lola says, lol, oh man, just got here. Hell, how many Ed Woods out of 9 so far? The beginning of the book is completely Ed Wood. Completely Ed Wood, where you're trying so hard to sound profound and everything. It's like all this pseudo mythic speech, Eric's attempts at sounding elevated and intelligent, and it's all inconsistent, stupid, and characters aren't acting the way that they should be. It's just all inconsistent, tonally, obviously, and also very funny because it's Eric's idea of what problems are, and Eric's idea of what problems are like diplomatic disputes between like minor diplomatic disputes and then being blamed for things. All right, hold on a second here. Lofat what it says, shut up, Ethan. I'm liking this. Okay, that's cool. Here we go. Yeah, one arm is small. Yeah, by the way, yeah, suddenly the arms kind of got a little bit more Captain America, a little less Incredible Hulk. All right. Wow, look at the blood on his mouth and everything spattered everywhere. He looks dead to me. I think what happened was this guy, what's this guy's name again? Ladiro, which is like they're all these guys retarded names. I think like he crunched them, like he grabbed them and then he like squeezed hard on them and broke their ribs, something like that. And this guy looks pretty dead, but he just throws his limp body. He says, "Son of Alphador, thou art as vile as he, yet but half as mighty. To strike thee down would wound him far deeper than any blade ever could." And then he picks him up to body slam him. And you got this sad scene here, brother. This is like from a Casino. Like this is Casino. Joe Pesci watching his brother being beaten to death with baseball bats. A good beat here, I gotta admit. Like if he actually was, like if he actually ripped him in half in front of him, that would be fucking awesome. I'd probably go, damn, Eric. Craig Alexander says, toss, lol. Thanks for $10. We're at 12 out of 50 super chats now, my friends. 12 out of 50. Once we get to 50, which is a lot, if we do get to 50, we will be reviewing another one of Eric's books. Yeah, this isn't bad. I like this. It's like, but it's all done with the coloring. The coloring is really effective. The bruises and the blood. It's a little weird. But I like the way the blood looks here. I would send this over to Kyle and be like, Kyle, I need Heather and Cyberfrog to look like this in Red Extermination. Just covered in blood and fucked up. Yeah. So this is a good beat. Like you're seeing him lift him over his head, and there's nothing he can do about it. He's been crunched, and he's just watching. He's going, brother. And if he murdered him right there, that would be great. But he doesn't really do that. He says, no, know the fury of Lero. God, that's gay. And then he just slams them both down. No, it's just the one guy. He slams them down into the ground. Know the fury of Lero. Why is Eric's stuff like this? Look at his little mouth with his little teeth in there. Look at his fat cheeks and his little mouth. And he's got horns and long ginger hair. And it says crash. And it doesn't amount to anything. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't amount to anything. It didn't pay off. Because you go to the next page and he's fine. Like he's in a crater and it's like there's smoke coming out of the crater. This is like the death of Superman. But he is yeah, look at his cute little braids. He's like Pippi Longstocking. Who braided his hair? Who is it that braided Ledero's hair? I would like to meet that individual. You know what you need? You need two little braids. You need to look like Laura Ingalls Wilder or Pippi Longstocking. People are going to look at your horns and they're going to think the wrong thing. Ordinarily, you hide those horns under a little hat. But when people see those horns, they're going to think the wrong thing, Lero. So if we give you some little braids, maybe a ponytail, you're gonna... I want to know how does Eric describe these characters? Now, you know what could be? It could be that like the same guy who designed the Hell Monkeys designed this guy, because Eric gave me the Hell Monkey model sheet, and I was like, these are poorly designed. I said, there's too many things. Like when it comes to the Hell Monkeys, there's too much going on here. There are too many little elements of the Hell Monkey, and I don't like any of them. Like they don't really work. I'll do my best, and I did. I did my best. I did a great job. But yeah, it just wasn't very good. Casual Urban Anxiety says these braids are amazing. Berserker Pride says the braids were a bold and courageous choice. The braids kind of said, I am who I am. You know what I mean? I am who I am. Ovaltine Patrol, another $10. Cool it with the anti-Muspelheimic remarks. Wait, anti-Muspelheimistic remarks. I will from now on, I promise. I'm glad you're sharp out there. Okay, what is this? So he's in a little pit, and he's looking down on him. He's looking down at him. That looks like Death of Superman. But yeah, he put him in a crater there. He should be dead, but look at his little face here. Hi, sweetie. That's him. Oh. He looks like Gina Carano. Bind the both of them in iron and then bring them to my quarters. Yo, homeboy looks pretty gay, man. Look at his little lips. Wait a second. How can that be this guy? Look at this guy. He comes in. I'm ripping off Del Keown's pit. And then 3 pages later. Yes. Three pages later, he looks like this. Bind them both. Bind the both of them in iron. And so it doesn't seem necessary. Honestly, when I read that, I was just kind of like, I was kind of like, I think he's down, man. I don't think you need to bind him in iron. I'm pretty sure he's dead, right? Isn't he dead? Darth Gutierrez says Mexicans for Trump, pro-life, pro-ice. Keep trash us alive, UVS. Have a good one, sir. No, you have a good one. All right, hold on. Let me get a bottle of water from my refrigerator here. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. All right, we got a bottle of water. Pure Life. Yeah, like he's really gay. Oh, got to do some work here. Man. Oh, she's pretty. She's good. I can't even tell. Like I was trying to give her a titties, but I don't think I can. Okay. It's man. All right. So these guys are gonna. These guys are doing what they need to do here. Look at his little face. Aw. Oh my God. You know these women. Sometimes you need to draw because they don't have lips. So actually, they need to draw their lips on. That's better. That looks better, I think. What do you guys think? Does this guy look like Donald Trump a little bit? Hold on. I'm not insulting Donald Trump. Give him a little sparkle there. Looks good. Much better. All right, what were we doing? Oh yeah. My duty calls me to to Sergeant Burgelmeyer's side. Okay, very nice. Hamilton Berger says, "What you fail to understand, Ethan, is that rock and roll never dies. And since some of these Norseth gods eventually become NORFRICA, maybe they can never die, no matter how dead they are." Oh shit! You might be right about that. Doug 209 says, "Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline." Yeah, it could be. All right, let's see here. Moving forward. Oh, what happened here? The gate to Muspelheim. She's passed out, I guess. And then this. Oh my god, dude. What in F's holy name? So this is the same guy as this right here. This is Loki, right? This is a poor drawing. This is a poor drawing, I would say. I'm trying to understand it. I'm trying to comprehend this drawing. I can't. I can't understand it at all. Doesn't make any sense. Anyway, gate to Muspelheim, and then tap, and then this thing shows up. Oh, Bill Guy, you were doomed from the start. None but a warrior could ever hope to tame the fires of Muspelheim. Mel, let us return to our homeland. Oh, this is a pretty good. What the hell? Well, where'd this come from? You know what's weird? Like, I think that this was inked by the same guy who did those really good pages or panels of Yaira. Who is that person? This is horrible. But then there's this. Like, this is really sophisticated, almost Travis Charest level work here on this face. And this isn't so bad. I mean, for what it is, that's interesting. Let us return to our homeland. Our work here is done. And then again, we got more silhouettes of them going through some gate. All right, our boys are in prison now, guys. You know what I mean? They're in prison. How could this have happened? What madness grips them to think we would conspire with the Muspels and to strike? Now, this is where it starts to get a little bit better. I think, honestly, this might be the first page that was written by somebody else. And I say that advisedly. The artwork gets worse and worse, but the dialogue starts to get a little bit less pretentious and more on point. And so I'm going to read that. You guys tell me. I'm still going to make fun of it, okay? But I think either Caro or Chuck wrote it from here on out. There's a possibility that this was part of it, but none but a warrior could ever hope to tame the fires of Muspelheim Mal is really stupid. So, I mean, that could have been Eric. But how could this have happened? What madness grips them to think we would conspire with the Muspels and strike Jotunheimel? Have they not pondered the folly of such a deed? We came here to avoid the tides of war. See how, like, what he is saying here is establishing the story? Like, they cut scenes, and the dialogue that he's saying here, even though it's silly and it uses all of Eric's stupid, like, words and names, it reminds the reader of exactly what happened in the story. So if you weren't understanding what was happening before, his dialogue is reestablishing it for you, which makes me think there's no fucking way this is Eric July. So how could this have happened? What madness grips them to think we would conspire with the Muspel, whoever the Muspels are? That's what they're thinking. That establishes that. To strike Jotunheimel, have they not pondered the folly of such a deed? We came here. Why did you come here? We came here to avoid the tides of war, not to set them crashing upon these lands. 2 panels. In 2 panels, the entire story up until this point is reestablished, restated for people who could not, and I wouldn't blame them for not understanding any of this. So, yes, somebody competent is suddenly writing this book. You think it's Caro? He came to avoid the tides of war, not to set them crashing upon these lands. That's way too sophisticated because the tides, okay, tides are waves that come in. We came here to avoid the waves, not to set the waves crashing upon it. That's way too sophisticated for Eric. Eric's brain doesn't work like that. So I want to suggest that Eric is lying when he said he wrote this book by himself. Or AI fixed it for him. is it possible that AI fixed it for him? That's another choice. And we have these guys coming coming at him. More scenes of people walking, with just clumsy shots, clumsy overdrawn shots of people just walking, moving. And he says, "They are upon us, on your feet." Sam Jawbone says, "Rippa can't write relatable human characters. They're all these aloof, snobby, godlike assholes. Everybody is about, yeah, you're exactly right about that. Like, nobody's humble. Nobody ever, like, is reflective or anything like that. They're just dickheads. Um, so, on your feet. That is the problem, brother. My limbs betray me. I don't think Eric wrote this. And if he did, suddenly he got competent. Really, when I was reading this, I was like, wait, what? Uh, so we got we got this guy walking in. More of this, just like these panels are way too like detailed and overdrawn to be what they are. They're just people walking. It's like Eric July thinking there needs to be a beat where Isom is napping. Why? Well, because he's tired. He's a person, so he would take a nap. Yeah, but we don't need to see that in the story, and especially not for 2 pages. But just having them walking in like this without there's nothing to this. Your brain just washes over it and goes, yeah, whatever. You could just do this. You have been judged and found wanting, yet mercy dictates you live, provided you leave for Asgarth and never defile this realm again. And then this a-hole, like, the art's getting real bad here now. Look how small that eye is. Look how small. Look how small that eye is. Look at those little teeth in the mouth. Like, that's about 25% of the size that it should be. We came bearing peace, and your answer is violence and further threats. I do not suffer such insolence lightly. Hey, douchebag, you're in prison. Allowing you to draw breath is already generous beyond measure, and still you choose careless words in my presence. This is Eric's fantasy about, arresting Klippa, by the way. So you got Riley in jail, and Riley's just like, what are you You're threatening me? Like, I came here. Yeah, allowing you to draw a breath is already generous beyond measure, and yet you still choose careless words in my presence. Uh, at once, this guy again. This is like he looks different in every panel. And then why does he say at once? And then here he comes. And then he he grabs him by the neck. Hook. Some of this has got to be good. Come on. If it is okay, if it is war you crave, then let blood mark clearly who chose it. And he puts him down on the ground, I guess. Womp. Yeah, this all looks like very Mike McCone. Little panel, super detailed little panel again. Foot on him. Like, I really want to see this. You know what I mean? Like, why are all the interesting panels such tiny amounts of real estate? Like, the shot of him with his foot on bald beardo guy is interesting. Why is it so small? It's the size of a postage stamp. No blade can sever the honor of Asgard. He's about to cut your dick off, dude. I don't know. He says, you shall limp back to your precious realm. This is cool. Good artwork. Good moment here. He cuts his foot off. Cuts his foot off. Yeah, I like it. And I like the shot here is really sophisticated. The energy all over the ground is crazy. But I like the way it's like he's still got his foot on the guy's chest. You can't see his face. There's a temptation to show like his reaction, but you just see the foot kind of flying up. Now it takes a minute to see what it is, but it's still a pretty sophisticated drawing from that art team, and I suspect it's the same individual. There's one individual over there that Eric works with, one inker who takes shitty work and makes it excellent. Just makes it excellent. And then you've got this here, brother. Oh, brother. And you see the stump with blood coming out of it. Yeah. Brother, you chopped my foot off. You son of a bitch. You chopped my foot off. Stu K for $10 says, what the fuck does any of this book have to do with the concert near... We've fallen so far away from the point. These guys are supposed to be rock stars. Oh, shit. And their lyrics are real. They're very, very real. Stu K says, what the fuck does any of this book have to do with the concert near Florida? And now most of the book isn't about the two guys on the cover. We haven't seen this guy. Who is this guy? He's not in the book. I want to go back to Drunk 3PO's war criminal amnesia story over this crap. Oh my God. Somewhere near Florida. Somewhere near Florida, a man loses his foot. Not to an alligator, but to a frost giant. Release these chains at once. I don't know. He sounds like he wants the chains released, boss. Shall we do it? Sounds like, boss, if we release the chains, there's no dialogue in this panel. If we release the chains, I have a feeling he's going to be very upset with us because I just chopped his brother's foot off. Boss, you're not saying nothing, boss. Tell me what you want me to do. Should I release his chains, boss? You ain't saying nothing. I'm good. I'm just gonna do it, okay? And if you want me to stop doing it, you just say stop. I'm just gonna release his chains. And if you want me to stop, you just tell me to stop, okay? Puff, release the chains. And then here's what happens. As the eldest among us, your suffering is my failure. Not bad. Haul them back to the bridge. By the way, look at him now. How did he get, like, suddenly he's Elvis. Like, what happened to his, isn't he supposed to be a hulking, monstrous pit style character? This guy's got a butthole for a mouth. Look at this guy. Okay, decent artwork here, I think. Let me take a closer look. Yeah. Picks him up and drags him out. Gives you a lot to think about, boss. Nothing, no comments at all, no dialogue. Still no dialogue. We're dragging him out, and then we throw him. Throw him right out. Interesting. And they land in the snow as silhouettes, I guess. But they're not in the snow. They're on the bridge. And then Blue Bitch comes over. The crossing of the bridge may prove most arduous for you. Now, oh, it's real funny that I lost my foot. You fucking bitch. Oh, it's so funny. I'm glad it's a big joke that they chopped my foot off. But there are ways, and this is a weird scene right here. Pa, this guy says, as, I don't know what this is, jism? Like, what is this? What is going on here? What is all of this? Indiana Jeremy goes, they're not going to cauterize that wound for him or anything? No, they're not. Look, they're just letting him, like, he's standing up. And I don't know what happens here, but, like, there's a bubble around them, but it's, look, you can see, like, there, I guess he's in a water bubble, and then splash, it breaks, and they fall again after all they have suffered by your hands. Oh, God, here comes Yaira I don't know. It's a Yair. Look at the size of those boobies. What is going on with these retards at Rippaverse? All their women are like shaped like Gina Carano. Their faces are hideous. Look at that nose. You would now see them drowned. Maybe Eric did write this. I don't know, man. Maybe I was giving him too much credit. Holding your breath should pose little challenge to the proud Asgarths. And Proby says, we must levy coin that Ethan may persist in his Rippa commentaries. The timer doesn't matter. As long as I'm doing this, if there are... Does it even keep track of, like, how many? Yeah, I mean, the timer doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. I can't believe I've been going for 2 hours. That's crazy. Holding your breath should pose little challenge to the proud Asgarths. That matters not in the slightest. Our accord strictly forbids your presence on this side of the portal. We need not pretend further. This accord is void. By your hands. This isn't bad. It's a little bit better here. You have now set in motion sorrows not easily undone. That's pretty good. Did Eric write that? By your hands, you have now set in motion sorrows not easily undone. Sorrows is a good word. That's a good word. You carved this path with your threats, and your arrogance walked it. This manner of conduct runs deep in the blood of you Asgarths. Racist. And meanwhile, our boy's like bleeding out from his leg here. You know for a fact he didn't write that, says Jegstein. Oh God, I know. Extend my regards to your sisters, Blue Gotta. By the way, it's just the women like in control and shit, you know, kicking some ass. Meanwhile, look at the men. My footsie, owie, owie, owie. And then she picks him up with splooge. She picks him up with splooge. For I sense our paths shall cross again, and carries them humiliatingly in splooge, and not under peaceful skies. I mean, what the hell is this? She walks him all the way back, I guess. More walking panels. And then brings him home. And then walks him. And then drops him. And brothers. Finally, they might get some attention. Daddy comes out. Big Daddy comes out with his nipples still out. His belly still showing. Daddy won't put on a shirt. You know, everybody else around. See, the problem with Daddy not wearing a shirt is that like he insists on wearing this cape with the hood too. That's the bad part. But yeah, he insists on dressing like that. Like either wear like no shirt or like wear a shirt. What happened? The Jotuns fell upon them in haste under the false belief that lands were under attack, but that cannot be. Father sent them to broker peace. Blah blah blah. Your foot, my son, says Mommy. Set aside your fears for me, mother. Save your concern for Bragger. He struggles to rise. And so, boom. They're all right. So they're going to get healed. This is interesting right here. This is where I was like, this isn't bad. This offense shall not be left unanswered. If I must go to Jotunheimel alone to avenge them, so be it. Nay. And then here's Daddy over here. So gay. No such deed shall be wrought beneath my eye. But they maim one brother and cripple the next. And you speak of restraint? We must act. Have you not forged us for this very purpose? Shall we not show the realms our strength? Or would you have us seen as frail? Daddy says. Again with the lips, man. You are shaped for the fight, yes, but the true war lies beyond the swing of the blade, and that knowledge still escapes you. What action remains if not to strike? That task is not yet warranted. We're not at the point where we need war. There remains much to consider. And then this creep goes, I pray I'm wrong, but I sense your will grows soft, Father. Yeah. And so, look at Daddy down here with his titties are out. Oh, this character's great. Okay, so who cares? The son, his little boy, who we saw at the beginning, is really like hurt by the fact that his father is a eunuch. My son, he says, such is the toil of the throne that a ruler must speak what none dare say, even if it sunders his hall. And there, look at this. Daddy, are you a pussy? The boys are all saying you're a pussy. To lead is to bear burdens that may turn even thine own sons against thee. Very good. And then another scene of walking. Here we are at, God damn, everything is a nightmare. Liffaberg. We got this big titty, big ugly bitch, as usual. I mean, I don't know what goes on. Look at her Down syndrome eyes. Like, why do they draw like this? She's got big fucking like huge, like, look at this. And that, like, they sit there and go, I mean, they're so hot, man. These women of the Rippaverse are so hot. Look at this thing. Look at this creature. Look at these huge, gigantic thighs. I don't know what goes on here. On behalf of the high seat and the wounds borne by my sons, I beseech you. Oh, they're trying to broker peace one more time. And then boom, here she comes, big frost giant. It has been an age, Freya. It is not joy that brings me era, but shadowed purpose. In Jotunheimel, my son hath suffered grievous harm. They chopped his foot up. Dost thou summon me to tend the wounds of war? What the morrow brings, I cannot say. But should my noble sons be lost, Asgard does pay a dire price. Can you heal them? Does it look like it? Look at them. They're on the ground. More women discussing the fates of men. The severing of thy limb is plain to see, yet thy brother's harm is far more layered. Yet it's emotional. He's gay. Let them be laid within the chambers of Liffaberg. Their stay will not be brief, yet know this. No vow of healing shall pass my lips. Wow. And she's crying. And then here we are, Muspelheim. Here's the temple of Muspelheim. And there we go. This is the gay Loki character. The realm has sealed itself. The way to Jotunheimel is shut. A spell to unbind it I can weave, yet it shall take time. And I reckon thou would strike. This is good. Like, this is... Damn, this is the artist that I'm talking about. I want to steal this artist from Eric. Like, that's really good. Same artist on Yaira. Same artist did those panels of Yaira that I was like, whoa, hold up a second. This doesn't look completely inadequate. This looks great. Yeah, I'd like to know who that is. Who cares? Who cares? Thou art mistaken, Solvara. I meant only to rattle their gate, to plant both fear and wonder in their hearts. Let them believe we conspire with Asgard. That alone sundered two realms. A fine gift, wouldst thou not agree? So we've got Loki and Loket, and they're talking about, oh, what is this? Is that me? I think that's me. I think that's me. Did I get drawn into this? That's me on Middengarth. Oh, that's wonderful. The Asgards hold fast to the notion that the realms revolve around them. These are the 9 realms, I guess. For they alone tread freely to Middengarth, whose people offer praise as though they were the all-born themselves. That's me, offering praise. Vanaheimel, Asgard's mirror, yet not its ally. Their likeness had bred a rivalry rooted in an age-old pride. Jugs Donegal says, Eric wanted to make a Thor comic. He just changed the names on plot slightly. Does he think Norse gods are copywritten? Copyrighted, you mean? That does explain the dumb font. Doesn't explain the nonsensical plot or the gayness. No, that's unexplainable. Flatty one says, all my song requests this week will be walking themed in honor of this glorious picture book. Thank you, Flatty one. I appreciate it. Yeah. All right, look, here's the joke of the whole thing. So, and of course, this realm, greater than all the rest, soon they shall know it. I may provoke the others, bait them into folly, yet there lies another vexing matter. And what is that? There exists another. Surely thou dost not place faith in such fables. I do not dismiss it as legend. No portal leads to it. No realm speaks of it. We do not question its truth. We fear it for its sovereign, and we are not. They call it Nyandala. It's Africa. It's Wakanda. Oh my God, look at him. Yeah, so this is why it's going to be called NORFRICA, because the Norse gods are going to have to go to Wakanda. So this is like a Thor versus. This is the punchline. This is, don't worry, guys. The story's over. This is the punchline of the whole book. Norse gods are going to go to Africa, where they're going to learn rhythm because black people created rock and roll. And I like him, man. I like this guy here. He's like, shit. Uh, Look at that. That's incredible. Yeah, this is the other kingdom. It's the kingdom of Africa. So Norse Africa equals Norfrica. And this is called Neandala, guys. So, I mean, if Norfrica #2 ever does come out, like, yeah, this is what Eric was trying to say. Oh, Cars in Dimension. That is way too clever. Must be Nygaard. I'm not going to read it the way that you want me to read it. I'm going to say Nygaard. That is hilarious. So here we have the other covers. Now, this brother here must come from Nygaard, this guy. And then we got this guy. We never met him. We never met him in the entire book yet. He's on the cover. Didn't get there. Didn't get to the part with the rock and roll. We just got to people getting their foots cut off. Their feet cut off. Their foots. Oh, look at this. Gabriel Iacano drew this image of Loki, the gay version of Loki, creating a fireball. Ooh. Katarina used AI to create this image here. Very nice. You know, none of the characters look this good in the book. Look how, like, perfect that face is. Just cut right out of a magazine. And then over here, we've got Yevgeny Sokolov, Russian spy, I guess, who drew this cover. Imagine buying this cover. Ugh. And then we've got ads for The Cursed, featuring Melanie Mack. Somebody drew Melanie Mack saying, faggot! And that is The Cursed. Indeed, she is. And then The Black Guy Club, which is a book about cucks who let bulls rail their wives. That's it, guys. Ripascend is here. Those of you who would like to join Ripascend. At Ripascend, we know that logistics and the cost of fulfillment can be a complex friction point for many creators. Let us remove that friction for you with our Ripascend fulfillment services and take advantage of our experienced team and rates. You're proud of your project. Let us help you get it into your customers' hands. Look at Eric. He's the CEO of a multi-million-dollar business. He's putting boxes. He's slinging cardboard. Hired all these people to fold cardboard, and they took all his money. Look at him. He looks good there. He's like helping ship. What's your favorite part of ISOP? Dick Masterson got so deep into his head, man. Oh my goodness! Every single picture has like Eric, like with no hat on, with hairy shoulders. I love these pictures. These are great. People shipping ISOM, shipping Alpha Core. NORFRICA, guys. What did you think of the comic book? How did you feel about it? Ems5427 says, "Lol, Eric carrying boxes." Yeah, I like that idea. I would think that, like, if you're paying these guys, you you can just back off. Like, you should be writing ISOM number 4. You should be doing creative work. But I guess that makes him humble. It's one of the things that makes him humble. EVS, that white haired lady looks like one of the 7 sisters owned by WOTC Hasbro. Could be off from the look, though. Hands of Manos says it's a masterpiece. Cruisome 2 says total garbage. Skunk Baxter says better than ISOM. I agree. Better than ISOM because, like, it does have a story. It's just not the story that we were told we were getting. Like, on the back cover, it's like, look, they're rock stars and their lyrics are very, very real. Assuming that this is the only issue of NORFRICA that's going to come out, and I think they're funding issue 2 right now. It doesn't even touch on that. Don't you want to start with them on stage and then cut to this shit right here? That's my criticism right there, I guess. That was kind of bad, actually, says This Is Megger. Yeah, you don't like that? There was 0 music in that. Well, if you want some music, you can go ahead and listen to Eric sing Glorious Death, which I guess we can do. We can listen to it. I was praying for death when I was reading it the first time. I liked reading it with you guys. I thought that was good. But reading it the first time, I was 100% praying for my own death. Hold on a second. Let's listen to the song here. They can't stand because they got their foot cut off. Innate desire. Is clear as we ride against a dark empire. By my soul, may the last thing they hear be the roar of this raging fire. We say be the infantry mindset, not some dead, loose and burdened. Prove the will to find our reactions. Rippaverse is one in defection. No turning back. Jesus. Are beaten and broken down. I shed not a tear. After all, this is why we are here. Oh, we were not supposed to. It's Vito. Oof. I mean, I don't know. NORFRICA 2 review when? Lols. Horrible. A tedious mess. That's great, Simes. Yeah, tedious mess is better. We did it. We read the entire first issue. Now, when the Rippatards say, yeah, but you're not reading the books, you read the book. We read it. We went through it. We reviewed it transformatively. And you guys know what it is. You know, when people say, oh, Yaira's good, no, you know it isn't good. We read it together. You know it's shit. All of Eric's books read like this. I don't know. They just leave me feeling weird. We read it. It sucks. Can you still buy Cyberpunk and Indiegogo? Yes, you can. And also, you can buy Cyberpunk on eBay. Tomorrow is going to be a big sale, my friends. Tomorrow we're going to do 50% off the entire eBay store for the Ides of March. The Ides of March, of course, is a great big Comicsgate holiday. It is the holiday in which backstabbing happens. Jake Zenogod says, losing Phil Campbell plus this book, sad day for metal. Yeah, I hear you, man. I'm sorry. Rest in peace, Phil Campbell, Motorhead. What a hero. Thanks, everyone. I'm going to shut this off, and I don't know what I'm going to do. Should I draw on that? Maybe I'll do another draw stream. I don't know if I want to do a full-on trash cast tonight, but this was, we got it done. We did it, guys. We reviewed NORFRICA. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.